All right, everybody, let's take a stroll down into the hole. Let's go down in the bilge real quick before it starts raining on me too hard. Let me show you where I've gotten with this stuffing box. I'm trying to keep the old stuffing box. Well, let me start by doing this. This is packing that I've gotten out of that old stuffing box. I mean, now bear in mind I've tore it out of there, but looks fairly old. I don't know, you really can't tell, but that's quite a bit of stuffing I did get out of there. I mean, it made it from the Carolinas here. So let's take a stroll down here. Sorry about the radio. Anyways, not looking for no money or anything right now from YouTube, so I don't care. All right, so we got a 1-inch shaft with a 1-inch stuffing box. All right, I just removed that flax, that packing out of my packing nut, which is this one here. And they'll say use a it's basically packing pin to pull it out. You can use in this case I used a 3-inch, probably no, that's more like a 6-inch. Basically that's a deck screw, I believe. I don't know where I got that. Anyways, I was probably building a deck or something. Anyways, you can stick it up in there without destroying the threads, and then counterclockwise screw it up in there as if you were tightening, and then start pulling it out. Okay, where this nut is located, this engine room, there you go, put some light on it. This engine room is very tight. I mean, I'm laying down right now currently, okay? So it's very tight in here. So if you can, you want to get it up in there and pull that old stuffing out of there. And then what I'm going to do, if I can find it, I will get over here and I'll use my mirror to get in there and take a look. And I can see that. I can see it. But anyways, inside that stuffing nut, it's nice and pretty and clean. I'm probably going to clean it out a little bit more. Preferably, I'd like to remove this shaft right now and replace that hose, because I've got a brand new one that goes over the stern tube with new hose that goes over the stuffing box on this end. And then also I would probably put a new stuffing box, just redo all of this. As a matter of fact, I'd probably put a new shaft, because where air couldn't get in, where it was too tight before, it starts putting pits in it, and that sucks. So I'll clean it up as good as I can, because it'll last for a while. So I'll clean that shaft up, and I will put some new 3/16 stuffing in there, and then I'll repack it, and then we'll tighten that nut back down. But the shaft's turning really nice. Ultimately, I'd like to be able to remove this set pin, take off the 4 bolts that tighten this shaft fitting, this coupler, to the transmission drive. This is your drive. Up here's your transmission. There's your drive. It's a straight drive. Unlike my other boat, that was a V drive. It's a straight drive. It goes straight out the stern of the boat. So anyways, I would like to remove this whole entire thing, pull the shaft out, polish the shaft up as good as I could, and then, of course, put it all back on. But for the next few months, that hose is all right, and it's cored with, it's sort of like, for those that are not familiar, it's more like a radiator hose. It's got coil in it, so if there's a little bit of bubble light, that's not nothing. That could be just compression, because it's solid. So we're good there. No leaks. Knock on what wood I can find in this fiberglass boat. Should be all right. So yeah, I'll repack the packing nut, put it on there, set it, and then you have two bolts. You have your packing nut, which receives your packing inside of it, flex packing. I'll put probably with that nut, I'll probably put one, two. I could probably put 3 rings in there. You don't want to put more than 3 rings because it will create heat. But I'll put 3 rings of packing in there and then tighten it down. And then when I put it in the water, I'll watch for my drip. I like to have 3 or 4. They call for 2 drips a minute. I like to have 3 or 4 nice drips per minute. And then once you tighten that down and get your 3 or 4 drips, the amount that you want, you'll tighten it down, get the amount you want, and then you will come back with this lock nut so that this does not come off when your gear is shifted into reverse. So when your gearbox goes into reverse, it doesn't fly that nut off. Now, the only reason that I'm not doing this right now is this guy right here. I know that bitch is getting ready to break. I've hit it with some PB blaster, but from what I can see, this goes all. There's a tit right there. It looks like this goes all the way through. I've never seen one like that. It's crazy because I do have a set pin. I have a set pin right here. That set pin, it's a key. It's a set key. Typically, you pop your set key in there and then tighten the nut down onto your shaft. But in this instance, this freaking thing goes all the way through the drive shaft. I mean, that's what it looks like. So anyways, all right, well, let me get the hell out of here because this sucks down in here. That I will tell you. So, yeah, that's the engine room. It's not a room. It's more of an engine hole. Give you a little bit of a look at it while I got you down here. Batteries, your terminals and all that going down there. I don't know if we told you, but I did replace all of the steering columns underneath. That was all rotted out. It was shit. So I replaced that whole piece. Steering cables. That was all in good shape back there. If you notice, that's where your autopilot motor, your autopilot arm goes right back there on top of your steering column right there. The steering shaft, which is basically your rotor post. I've got it out now currently because I'm cleaning it all up. It was all in good shape. The problem was that the wires were disconnected. Or not disconnected, they were corroded and not properly done. But when I got to screwing around with the motherboard, well, if anybody screwed around with motherboards and it arcs, well, I basically fucked it up. Excuse my language. So, fortunately, they're not highly expensive. We'll get me another one off of eBay. Put it on here. We'll have some autopilot. It's auto helm 1. So, all right, guys, there you go. Let me get out of this hole, and as soon as I get it repacked and set and everything, I mean, if I get this loose and I'm able to pull that shaft off, I'll get back with you on another short. All right, thanks, guys.